Okay, so my name's Dion Johnson, and I am the founder at Women Leader Global, and I help women, particularly women in public sector or third sector senior leadership, to be more influential in their role, to rise above the stuff of senior leadership so that you can be more influential, you can lead the change that really lights you up, that really matters to your organization, your industry, your customers, your clients, your important stakeholders, that you are a woman of influence. And my work is about helping you to untap and evolve that influence in greater and greater ways. So today, I want to share with you something that's on my mind, because this morning, you see, I read an article in HR Magazine by a guy named Roebuck, Chris Roebuck, who's suggesting that up to 70% of leaders don't have basic ability around the leadership element of their role. And this excited me when I first read it, because often I find the need to remind my clients, women in senior leadership, that there's more to senior leadership than management. There's a distinction between leadership and management. And this is exactly what Roebuck is drawing on in his article today. So let me explain. So a leader, I always like to say, I quote John Maxwell till I'm blue in the face, right? I say, he says that leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. And I say leadership, therefore, to lead is to influence, to lead is to influence, and to influence change that really matters, to influence and transform organizational performance and customer outcomes is what influence is for, is what leadership is for. But oftentimes what happens is we get so caught up, don't we, in the power struggles and the politics and the isms and the schisms and the pressure of having to manage the status quo and just get through to survive till the end of the week, to the end of the month, to the end of the quarter, to the end of the year, get through the end of year report. We get into that kind of survival mode and management mode, and we oftentimes are left with underperforming leadership elements and underexpressed leadership element, influence element. And so my work is really all about helping us to do that. And today, what I wanted to talk about is something that he spoke about. He spoke about the leadership element being a set of capabilities. And I got really struck and stuck on that word capabilities, and saw something that I want to share with you right now. So he said, so I looked at the word capabilities, and what I learned is that capabilities is an intersectional place. It's standing between ability and capacity. And immediately I saw that, I knew what I wanted to share with you right now, because you see, here's the thing. We as leaders are pretty comfortable, I think, in trying to improve our ability. We're really, we go on courses where, we learn new softwares. We have workshops and seminars to help us learn about the latest software for this, or the staff management systems for that. We're really good at giving us equipping ourselves with the tools to do leadership. But capacity is different, isn't it? Capacity is about, well, if you think about the capacity of this tankard, it has water in it, and the capacity is how much water can get in it, how much it can carry, how much it contains. And I like to think about capacity, leadership capacity, and leaders' capacity in the same way. Like, how much are you capable of? How much leadership do you contain? How much leadership of the leader element do you contain? Are you full to the brim with leader capacity? And often I think that's a sticking point. I think that sometimes we just forget we're misguided. we're not sure, or we underestimate, or we even overestimate our capacity to make a difference, to influence, to lead change that really matters. And I think this is the crux of what Roebuck was saying today. 70% of people don't have the basics of leadership, even when they're in leadership positions. And I think it's because we don't spend enough time considering our own capacity to lead. That oftentimes we're underestimating that. Oftentimes we feel too small to make a big difference, even though we act like we feel like we're very influential. Behind the mask is often a very different story. So the reason that I'm making this video is to encourage you to think about your leadership capacity. Like how much can you contain? How much is in you? How much do you carry when it comes to influencing change? Because I think this is the missing key in the 70% that Roebuck was talking about in his paper. I love reminding my clients that you are power-filled. You are power-filled. That's what it means to be powerful. And oftentimes we don't really believe it. So my question to you today is, do you believe how power-filled you are? That you're a container for power to influence? That's really exciting. It's an exciting thought, isn't it? Listen, if this is something that intrigues you and you realize that perhaps you haven't quite gotten a handle on your capacity to influence, then I'm offering you the opportunity to come and spend 3 hours, an afternoon or a morning with me, looking to discover more and more of your capacity to influence in the third sector or the public sector role that you hold. The way that it works is that we meet in a really lovely spot in central London. We, kick our shoes off, turn our phones off, and we really get focused on you. We talk. I'll ask you some challenging, maybe, questions. We'll probe around and explore to find out what is your capacity. And we will look at, we'll rethink, and we'll delve into, we'll explore, we'll plan, we'll cut through the noise, cut through the power struggles that you're dealing with, cut through the isms and schisms that's happening in senior leadership, and we'll get down to the crux of what I'm calling your power to influence toolkit. 3 very simple facets that are going to help you to cut through the noise and rise above, to get right back on your get clear again, get re-established in your capacity to influence. So if this is something that sounds interesting to you, it's £597 to spend 3 hours with me. This price only lasts throughout the rest of this month and throughout the whole of July. It's usually double this. I'm excited because I'm celebrating my birthday month. This is a special birthday price. And if this is something that you think you can do with, why not just snap it up? I want you to email me at connect@dionjohnson. Let me know that you're interested. I'll send you some information. Or actually, click the link that accompanies this video and you'll go to an information page so you can make up your own mind about whether this is for you. And even if it's not for you, I'm encouraging you to be balanced in your approach to your own development. Be balanced in your approach to your own development. Don't just upskill. Don't just learn how to do leadership. But you must pay attention to learning how to be more and more and more a vessel for influence. More and more and more. Develop your capacity to be influential more and more and more. They go together. Your ability and your capacity, they go together to make your capability as a leader. I hope this has really been inspiring and interesting and impactful. And if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put in the box, or or reach out or connect at Dion Johnson. I'd love to hear what you're thinking as you watch this. And if you're interested in grabbing one of those VIP Power to Influence spots, then go ahead and email me, let me know, and I'll send you some information, or click the link in this video. All right, see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.